Welcome back, champions. War number 9 is here, and this one's a bit of a lighter load. Just 6 fights on the docket. I did have a 7th lined up, but by the time I got back to it, someone had already taken care of business. For this war, I'm bringing in Jackolantern, Scorpion, and Moleman. It has been a while since I've tossed a 6-star into the AW mix, so let's hope I don't end up regretting that decision. Let's jump in and see how the squad handles business. All right, and I'm back on my typical path 4 in section 1, and first fight up is going to be this arcade. I'm going to be using Moleman. Not really my ideal matchup for arcade. Moleman should be able to handle it okay. Really would just prefer somebody else, but in order to fit in fights for some of the minis and all that, needed to use Moleman here. You can see I'm boosted up pretty big because I'm going to be using Moleman a lot. So really the plan here with Moleman is I do power start 1. I want to get probably about 2 parry heavies in. So there's 1. And then right here is kind of a mess up. I missed the parry, and then I miss another parry. So I missed 2 parries in a row. I didn't really get my frenzy build up. So we're going to drop a special 2 right now while we're still in frenzy to take advantage of it. We don't get the last couple hits in there, so we don't get the guaranteed crits, and it doesn't kill him. So now we're in kind of a spot here where, well, let's try to drop another special 2. Hopefully this will kill him, but without the guaranteed crits, we are left short, and he throws a special 3. So we get to sit and watch the lovely, hey, what's behind door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. I picked door number 1. I get smacked in the face, and well, you know, I don't die, but at the same time, just not a clean fight. Not the way I really wanted to start war. Having to heal up, full attack bonus, but man, that was ugly and not boding well for this war. All right, jumping ahead, the next fight up, a little bit easier fight. We've got this Overseer. Not worried about this too much at all. We're going to throw on some heals here. And, you know, this is you know, kind of Moleman's wheelhouse. We still have the power start 1. We did turn off the recoils. Could have probably left them on, to be honest, but rather be safe than sorry. So here we go. We go parry heavy. We go parry heavy again. We're going to let him hit into our block. Well, maybe we will. Here we let him hit into our block. Thank you. Now we drop a special 2, and, well, this is what should have happened in the arcade fight. At least that fight felt a little bit better. We're going to jump into section 2. First fight up is this Punisher 2099. You know, in a way, I'm kind of glad they just gave me a couple rank 2 defenders. You know, it's a nice, refreshing, relaxing experience for a little bit. So here, still have power start 1 on. It's made it through 3 fights. Here we go, parry heavy, let him hit into our block. Eventually again. There we go, and well, you know the deal from here. And just because he didn't die, we're going to throw another special 2. And well, like I said a couple wars ago, not much survives 2 special 2s from Moleman. And now we move on to the fight I was probably dreading the most in this war, and that is this Knull. Here you'll see I checked my boost just to make sure that the power start 1 had fallen off. If it was still there with a couple seconds, I'd rush in. But since it wasn't, I'm just going to collect my thoughts here for a second, think through the fight. Okay, all I have to do here is back away at the start. Let the debuffs fall off, do some parry heavies, build up to a special 2, drop a special 2. It's probably going to take 2 of them, just from past experience. So I'm knowing that going in. And here we go. So we back away at the beginning. Perfect. Now parry heavy. We've got 13 mass charges on there. 1 more parry heavy puts us at 18. We're in great shape. Now we let him hit into our block. Now I just do a 4-hit combo stop. Let him hit into my block again. Kind of planned on doing the same thing. Thought that was going to push him up to a special 2. It didn't. I'm fine with the special 1. As long as I can throw my special when that timer's about to expire. So here I throw my special 2, the encroaching corruption expires, don't have to worry about reverse controls. I get a nice clean dex on that special 2, that felt good. Here we go into a striker, into a couple more hits, very, very clean Knull takedown. very, very happy with the way that fight turned out. And now we jump ahead to the minis, and this is the reason I brought this Scorpion, was to handle this thing on node 37. It's got personal space healing, it's rooted. Couple things here. Scorpion handles thing very, very well. And he also handles this node pretty well. So plan here is to do medium, light, medium, medium, light, medium, medium, light, light, medium. And then our special one. So you can see here, we get the first couple combos off, everything's perfect. Here, we forgot a light. So we leave him at 14 rock stacks. Not going to get him up over a bar of power with the next hit. So now I've just got to hit into his block. Now the problem is then I get rooted. You know, this isn't anything that is real worrying to me. It's just a pain in the butt. So now we get him over the 15 stacks. Now we bait a special one. We lost a lot of our sting damage on that one. Now let's try this again. Medium, light, medium. Medium, light, medium. Medium, light, light, medium, into a special one. That puts him at 15 rock stacks. Now, when he throws it, I've got all those poisons on there for a little bit bigger sting burst. Now I'm waiting out the root. There we go. And, you know, we're going to repeat. Medium, light, medium. Back away. Medium, light, medium. You can kind of see how this goes. I've got a nice pattern with Scorpion on handling this. It's not going to be the fastest fight. Didn't expect it to be. But, you know, as long as I keep that pattern, and Thing wants to throw his specials, there's really no danger in this fight. You know, it is just kind of rinse and repeat. You know, making sure that you push him over a bar of power when you want him over a bar of power. And there he's at 15 stacks. We bait out another special. He takes a nice little sting burst there. Now we're waiting out the root. And it just kind of keeps going in that same manner. Really can't think of a much better counter for it. Yeah, there are other ones that you could use, but you know, every once in a while, it's good to bring in some of your old favorites into war, because you know, honestly, I don't use Scorpion very much anymore. He's not somebody I use in battlegrounds very often. And here we go. We finish it off, and we move on to the next fight. You know, great fight there for Scorpion. Like I said, I really wish he was a 7-star. All right, now here's where I make a little tactical error. I was originally going to take the Void that was on the Mixmaster node, but since I fought that other Knull so clean, I was like, you know what? My confidence is feeling pretty good. Let's take this Knull. You know, I got a good counter to him. I am going to throw on a Power Start 1, and well, let's just say this didn't go to plan. But, you know, same method here. We're going to back away. You know, really, he had 15 charges right there at the very beginning. So I'm already in frenzy. There, you know, I learned from the last one, but what I forgot to take into account is the power snack on this node. And you'll see that come into play here. I was like, okay, well, you know, he got to a special, not a problem. This is going to leave him short of a special 3, no big deal. There, I didn't mean to hit him, but he did throw the special right away. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm happy. I just need to drop another special 2. It's probably going to take one more. I said not much survives 2 Moleman special 2s. Well, here I dex. I should have just let him hit into my block. I should have sat there, let him hit into my block, counter it. I could have thrown my striker. I could have finished this fight off. Instead, I eat a special 3, and then what I forget about is I've got reverse controls coming out. I was still alive, but when I went to dex back, I dexed right into him, and well, that's the end of Moleman on that fight. Kind of a disappointing fight there. I messed up, I had a chance to recover, and then the reverse controls just kind of slipped my mind that when you come out of the special 3, that's what it is. So here, well, you know, we put on a nice little revive. You know, not too worried about it at this point. I've still got the Power Start 1. Just going to get into frenzy, just going to hit him, and, you know, do this the way I should have done it the first time, and it would have been a solo, but we drop one there, and that's going to wrap up this War Force. Well, that last fight was definitely a disappointment, but hey, it could have gone worse, so I'll take it and move on. Only 3 more wars left in the season, and then we get to see what the new war map has in store for us. Hopefully, I can close things out strong and finish on a high note. The mini account fights are coming up next, so stick around if you want more war action. If not, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe, and feel free to drop me a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and take care all.
you